So, Matheus Cunha to Manchester United. Looks like it could be happening this summer. I'm going to run through the latest reports from Fabrizio Romano on personal terms being discussed, and you can let me know in the comments. Do you want United to sign Cunha? Because there's pros, there's cons, just like there are with any transfer. I'll try and run through a few of them in this video, bring you the news, and have a conversation, all right? But this is what Fabrizio Romano is reporting here, that United are leading the race to sign Cunha from Wolves. Personal terms are being discussed, as United are aware that more clubs want Cunha, and that's £62.5 million release clause. I've sort of maintained that I do not think United will sign a player over £55 million. Maybe that, hey, look, wouldn't be the first time I'm bloody wrong. Let's be totally honest. But Cunha, let me know what you think, because on the one hand with Cunha, right, I can only speak about my own personal perspective here. Ever since, I think that was a game where, was it Varane scored a winner, and then Onana nearly gave away a penalty. It was the first game of the season, Ten Hag's third season, I think. Was it? Either way, I remember Cunha absolutely tearing us to shreds. We're looking at our weaknesses inside this squad, and there are plenty of them. But in terms of that number 10 role, in an ideal world, if you've got all the money in the world, you go out and sign somebody who is Premier League proven. Tick. Who scores goals. Tick. Whose physicality is off the charts, both in and out of possession. Tick. Cunha will tick a lot of the boxes. Now, there are clearly going to be conversations about his attitude, and I'll do some more research into everything that's gone on there. But I think for a lot of United fans, this summer, the idea of signing Premier League proven players appeals to a lot of us. Because, look, we're going out and spending 72 million on Rasmus Højlund and 58 million on Andre Onana and all the other different types of signings we've done. Look, we signed Mason Mount, so it's not guaranteed that if you sign somebody who's played in the Premier League, they're going to absolutely fit the bill. But I tell you what, you can tell straight away that Cunha will be a player that Amrim would love. That was him after a full-time whistle, I think in, was it Boxing Day? And obviously, Wolves just beat us at the weekend. I wouldn't say they pumped us. They didn't in any way, shape or form. I can't help but be excited at the idea of Cunha. Let's be totally honest. You could probably line up 5, 6, probably more than that, players for the number 10 role, and I would probably be excited about signing them because that's how weak our squad is in that position. But I look at Cunha and I see, I see a bit of a bastard. I see someone who's probably going to get some red cards. I see someone who's going to add an element and an edge, hypothetically, to a team which has just got a soft underbelly. And I know they're different profiles and different positions, but Angel Gomez, maybe a few months ago, because he's available on a free transfer. I'm not saying that it could have been one of the two, but just hear me out here. Angel Gomez coming in on a free and Eriksen leaving kind of makes sense when you think about it like that. But then when you also think about the fact that we're just such a weak football team, then Angel Gomez does not match up with that at all. And I'll tell you what I fully would expect if United were to sign Matheus Cunha, that Liam Delap would be the striker that would come in alongside him, and that United would sign both of those for a combined 90 million. Now, for me, I genuinely don't think that you can really argue that Cunha wouldn't fit United. I think he would be a great fit. I think you look at all the characteristics and the strengths of Cunha, and you look at all the characteristics and the weaknesses of United's number 10 roles, and they perfectly match each other. The only question I think any United fan would have over Cunha is, should United be spending 62.5 million on Cunha? Is that the best use of resources? And it's just a case of whether you think that would be the smartest way for United to spend money. United cannot afford any more Højlunds, any more Onanas, any more Mounts, any more Antonys, any more Sanchos. Do you want to go on and on and on and on? We can't do it. Now, a way to mitigate that risk is signing Premier League proven players. Now, they're going to come with a bit of a premium, maybe a £62.5 million premium. But this is a summer where United, overall, our strategy is geared towards signing younger players. You can't just do that, and everybody knows that. Now, I thought going into this that maybe the place where you're going to be looking for that experience is going to be that centre-forward role. Now, Cunha doesn't, he can play centre-forward. he can play as one of the number 10s quite easily. He is a goal scorer. He is a bastard. And he's a great footballer. And one of the things that I'm so desperate for us to sign are ball carriers. You know how many times I've gone on about that. Cunha absolutely ticks that box, man. Of course, it will come with risks, but every single transfer comes with risk. There is not a transfer you can make in world football that's perfect. It's green light, perfect. Every single transfer's got a risk. But maybe this really is a summer where United, when it comes to spending money and big signings, such as Cunha, such as the striker who's going to come in, I don't think Højlund will be leaving. I think United will be signing someone to play alongside him. Now, the idea of Delap being in isolation, the striker who comes in and helps Højlund, I don't think that would be enough. But then what if you've just got Matheus Cunha right behind him in one of the number 10 roles and effectively playing as sometimes a bit of a supporting striker? Those two combined, you can see the logic of it. And I just feel that this really is a summer where United are going to be looking to the Premier League when they can. Because it does reduce that risk. Because it's just something that we've done so often. Just players who have looked mustard elsewhere and then they come to the United, they come to wear the United shirt and they crumble. They come to play in the Premier League and they're just not up for it. Like Xerxes was a great signing, but so unsuited to the Premier League. And it's taken him half a season to sort of get used to the agility, and now he's looking more comfortable. But you had that sort of adaptation phase. You wouldn't get that with Cunha. You'd know exactly what you'd be getting straight away. Ruben Amorim would have an absolute monster in and out of possession, somebody who can play the number 10 role, who can lead, who can actually be a leader on the pitch. The sort of player that you can look towards Cunha, and he would lead by example. Now, I'm sure there's going to be Wolves fans. If you are a Wolves fan and you're watching, what's your take on this? It feels obvious that after he signed that new contract, he was going to be leaving them this summer. And if it isn't going to be United that signed Cunha, and I think maybe this is why United are going a bit early. It's the 21st of April. And United are in discussions over personal terms because, well, the price is set. You don't need to negotiate with Wolves. As I said, maybe United could go there with offering 60 million instead of the 62.5, try and draw it down a little bit, but offer better payment terms. I don't know how it works. But what's your take on Cunha? Because Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that United are in talks, personal terms are being discussed, and we're leading the race to sign him. I imagine if that is going to be the case, then Cunha is going to be the biggest transfer that we make this summer. Do you think that's where United should be spending that money? Or would you rather we go after different targets? I don't know who else you can. I mean, there are loads of number 10s you can speak about. But Cunha, I'll be honest, man, I would be excited by it. Why wouldn't I be?